Saints, Kellen Moore ready for season opener against Cardinals. What to watch in game one, ladies and gentlemen, off the bench. Jacob Hester, Matt Flynn. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into it. We are officially in week one of the NFL season. Whew, it feels good to finally be here. No more training camp, no more preseason, no more rookie mini camp, no more Dragos, whatever. Here we go.
The New Orleans Saints are opening up their season with the Cardinals. Going to be hosting them inside the Superdome.
Yes.
And right now they were a 6.5-point dog at home to start the season. Some of the news coming out for the Saints, they did release special teams standout JT Gray yesterday. Now,
yep, we covered this. Unfortunately, makes sense in today's NFL when special teams are being altered, changed, if you will. Of course, the roles of special team specialists, say that 5 times fast, changes as well.
I know that was shocking for a lot of people. He has been just a mainstay for the team, and he's been somebody that you know you can count on. But sometimes when you get into a position where your roster is just kind of all over the place and it's not really solidified, unfortunately, special teams guys are the ones that typically go first.
Well, especially in today's NFL where a special team specialist is less valuable than a player who can play multiple different positions. And we know what Kellen Moore and Brandon Staley want. They want players that can kind of be versatile and flexible, and they can put them in different areas, whether it's safety or linebacker or whatever, and play special teams.
Because in a lot of people's minds, it's like, oh, I can find somebody that can, give us something close to what JT Gray gave us, even though he was a standout special teams guy. So it caught a lot of people by surprise. But I think Kellen Moore, and I think he said as much, he's like, look, it's kind of like, these roster decisions are difficult, but where we're at right now, like we needed more flexibility.
Yeah.
Like we needed somebody that could help us on offense and defense a little bit more and also play teams.
Yeah, you're going to, unfortunately, with the roster from top to bottom that the Saints have, they have to try to make space for any playmaker they can get, not just a core special teams guy, unfortunately, because it seems like every really good team out there has a 1 or 2, maybe 3 core special team guys that have been there a long time that every now and then make like that special teams Pro Bowl spot. Right. Like just a guy, like a linebacker that really never plays, but he's in year 14.
Yeah.
And he is the first one down on kickoff and somehow makes every single tackle on special teams. Like everybody's got that, but where you're at on the roster, yeah, I mean, you gotta try to find lightning in a bottle at different positions. So unfortunately, as much as we talk about the importance of special teams, I mean, your roster's not quite as good. Sometimes like those roster spots, the offense and defensive guys take a little precedence.
Yeah, and Kellen Moore's quote was, we know the high-quality player that he is, the impact that he's had on this organization just with the roster management part of this thing. Over the course of the season, throughout the next few weeks, there's a lot of challenges associated with that. It was a really tough one for this to go through. And again, like Matt said, you got a lot of questions right now when it comes to that roster, but certainly there's a lot of current players, former players that were upset to see this. But this is a roster that's going to continue to change throughout.
Yeah, and I don't know.
And Kellen, I'll give him credit. Kellen has shown like, hey man, I got a plan. I got a plan. I'm doing what I'm doing. He's not tied to the past or tied to. He's loyal to his vision, and I respect that.
If it's really known like what position they were trying to make that extra spot, but I mean, just think about top to bottom. I mean, if you can sacrifice a core special teams guy to put an extra body in the offensive line room or some extra depth in the wide receiver room, like you do it at this point, because your goal right now in the 2025 season is to, of course, win as many games as possible, but really solidify what you are as an offense and get your questions answered at the quarterback position.
Right now, as I said, the Saints are a 6.5-point dog at home. ESPN matchup predictor gives them only a 40.6% chance to win this game. Now, I don't know what the Cardinals are going to be.
Let's do the math real quick. So the way you do this math, and this is DraftKings, the Saints are plus 230, okay? So you do, this is called implied probability. You do 100, okay? 100 divided by the odds plus 100. This is for underdogs. So 230 plus 100 is 330. All right. And then you divide that, or you times that by 100 to get the percentage. 30.3. So the Saints have a 30.3% chance at this money line number. Obviously, the number moves a little bit, but basically, Cardinals 70% chance, Saints 30% chance to win this game.
Either. I don't really know what they're going to be, but look, it's going to be at home. It's going to be, an opportunity now for Spencer Rattler. He has been named the starting quarterback. It's going to be multiple weeks by the time you get to the game. Injuries, you're fairly healthy going into this game outside of the ones certainly that you've known about for a long time, like Foster Moreau. And
Foster and
Hill
Taysom.
And some of the other guys that got hurt in
I think Alante is one, Trevor Penning is one of the ones where it's like, okay.
Listed as questionable in this game, so that's certainly something to pay attention to. But look, not a lot of fanfare going into the season for the New Orleans Saints, but they do have, I think, a winnable opening game.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I agree. I think you're in a situation where play them tough, play them. What can't happen? Same thing we talk about all the time. Saints can't go out there and do nothing for a quarter and a half, and then all of a sudden it's 10-0 or 13-0 or 14-0 or whatever, and the Saints are just forced to play different than how they want to play and forced to kind of change the game and force their hand into all of a sudden now they got to play from behind and throw the ball and all this other stuff. They got to start early. They have to be relevant in the game early. They have to exist. And I don't mean go out there and score 21 points in the first quarter, but if you're going to kick field goals, you're going to score 7 points in the first half or whatever, your defense has to exist. Stay in the game. Don't let the game get away from you early. If the Saints can do that, if they can dictate pace and they can kind of play the way they want to, I think they could be okay.
Yeah, they do. Heck yeah, they do. Look, 6.5 points is a lot in the NFL. I was just listening to talk about the ESPN percentage. ESPN percentages are so crazy. Like 40% is like saying you're going to win 4 out of 10 times, right? Obviously.
Correct.
That doesn't equal out to plus 6.5 points.
Yeah, the ESPN probability metric is it's not equaling the Vegas market.
You look at it from a Vegas standpoint. So I think Vegas knows a little bit more than ESPN.
Yeah,
so that's a lot of points. Look, I'm hopeful. I'm a brand new Saints fan, guys. Just want y'all to know that.
There you go.
Since I've taken over this show, brand new baseball fan, brand new Saints fan. So we're going to be cheering. And hopefully we can make a little splash. I know there's probably a little bit of a split fan base out there. Some people want to tank. I don't think it's tank for Ark anymore, as of this week at least. Maybe next week. You never know. But, look, the fact of the matter is NFL football starts this week.
There you go.
The Saints play this week.
Yes.
And for everybody that's a fan out there, whether you're excited or not excited about the entirety of the season or about the roster, we can at least get excited for the first game of the season, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and look, the preseason was fun. Like, it is fun to see a new coach, new team, new players, young players, draft picks, new quarterback. Like, all that's fun. Top 10 left tackle out there. And there's a lot of excitement just in watching the game. So, yeah, I mean, no one is – if the Saints could have a miracle season. I'm not saying they can't. They could. They could take off, all of a sudden be 10 wins. Who knows? But this is a very exciting season because of the unknown, because of just like what's going to happen. How's it going to play out? What's going to happen? How's it going to play out? What are we going to see? Who's going to be the household names? Who's going to be the superstar? All that. So, I mean, I can't wait. And I just can't wait to see how it plays out. Like, I can't wait to see everything we've talked about, even just how Kellen Moore is going to call the game, how Brandon Staley is going to call the game. That is fascinating to me.
If you can't get excited for this one, how many more times are you going to get a chance to get excited?
Who knows?
Next week.
Was it last year that the Saints started out 2-0? Was that just last year?
Yeah.
Where they
before the injuries.
beat
Dallas and Carolina.
The Cowboys and the Panthers.
Yeah. Crucified
like
them
a record for most points in the first 2 weeks. I mean, it was like
It was a glorious
45-10.
2 weeks.
Yep.
And then what, like 42-7?
Oh yeah, because that's when T was talking about the Carfax.
No, it was a glorious 2 games in 3.75 quarters. Don't forget, we were 99% chance to win before Dallas Goedert's catch, before, freak thing. Could have went 3-0, should have went. I'm going to get 99% win share. Who knows, man?
Yeah.
Don't make me mad.
Yeah.
T-Bob had his whole booklet, dude. He was all about the Carfax.
All about the Carfax.
There's
Turns out you had a lemon.
Bro.
I got relentless text messages from him heading home
Tried
from
to tell y'all.
Shreveport during that game. I was
Yep.
listening to it on the radio, and T-Bob was like, hey, you suck. Hey, thanks, bud. Like, how'd that turn out? We both sucked. It turned out, T-Bob.
And you know what? When we talked to Kellen Moore last week, like he said it right there. What he said, it's a long season. Like,
Oh, yeah.
there's going to be parts where people are going to get excited.
Ups and
there's gonna be
downs,
parts where
and
people
yeah.
are bad. Like, it's such a long season. That's why they call it like the when rookies go in, they hit that little rookie wall.
Yep.
About week 11, 12, 13, where it's like, oh, good Lord.
Because you're
this
used
is
to
long.
your season being over. It's
Yeah.
like, no. We still got like 7 games.
Yeah, and you're used to like weeks where you play Long Island University.
Yeah.
Instead of the Eagles the next week.
Yeah.
And then, we got the Eagles.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? You're going to play, if you're like, speaking for you, for the Cowboys, like, the Cowboys, we got the Eagles this week. But next week, it's a little step back game. We got the Falcons. But then it's the Eagles again the next week. We've got to play them twice in the next 3 weeks. So it's like, that's the NFL for you.
Yeah.
It's every single week for 17 of them. So it's going to be a long. So there's going to be times where we get upset, Saints fans. There's going to be some times we might get a little too high. Who knows?
True.
They win this game. Can't win them all if you don't win the first.
Yeah, but I am looking forward to seeing what it looks like under new head coach Kellen Moore, what it looks like with Spencer Rattler as a starting quarterback, and did we, truly see some of the things they're going to do out there offensively in the preseason? Don't think so. So excited for that, at least here in week number 1.
What the Saints have to avoid
Can't win them
is
all.
what happened in North Carolina in game 1. What they have to avoid is just an embarrassing display. Like they cannot have the 35-0, 28-3. They can't do that. 31-3, whatever. They cannot be. The best way to describe it is they can't be what everyone has said they're going to be. They can't be a laughingstock. They can't be a team that, horrible quarterback play and a coach in over his head and no offensive line and no talent anywhere and can't stop the run. Like, they can't do that. If the Saints go out there and it's 21-17 Arizona, it's a hard-fought game, whatever, back and forth, okay. I want to win the game, but I just want to see that they can exist as an NFL team. And this is one game. It's not the end all be all. It's not prove me wrong, prove me right. But don't go out there and, like I said, don't go out there and prove everyone right who sat here and said this is basically a junior college team. This is barely even an NFL outfit. The way you do that is if you go, or the way you prove them right is if you go out there and all of a sudden it's 31-0, and just like North Carolina against TCU, it's just embarrassing. Don't embarrass yourself is goal number 1. Play hard, be relevant, be in the game, be in the mix. Don't let the game get away from you. That's what you got to avoid. I don't want this to look like preseason, where the Saints go into the half down 13-0. They're all of a sudden down 20-0, and then they got to start throwing the ball all over the place. The other team gets in prevent. We score a couple touchdowns at the end of the game, and then it finishes 23-14, and whatever. I want this to be a good example of what the Saints are going to be this season. Like, show me what you're going to be this season. Show me how you're going to compete. Show me what the game plan is. Show me the tempo. Show me the playbook. Show me, like, the whole breadth of everything. Get Chris Olave the ball. Get Rashid Shaheed the ball. Let's see some of the how we're going to utilize Alvin Kamara. What's the defense going to look like? That's what I'm looking for. But we're going to cover this game all week long. Can't wait. Ladies and gentlemen, get on down in the comments below. How are we feeling? I will see you in the next video.